Okay, today's lesson is simply called equivalent expressions. We've been working with equivalent expressions all week, so this is not necessarily new. Today is more combining like terms and distributing in the same expression. So that's new, but it's two things that you already know how to do. And there are a few interesting things that come up that we need to look at there. And then, again, our last objective is the same as it's been all week, determining whether expressions are equivalent, but we're just taking it up a notch. It'll be a little more complicated. Okay, when we simplify expressions by combining like terms and distributing, and I see I am missing the letter G in the word distributing, so if you have a little OCD tendency like me, add that G up there. All right, so the first thing you want to do is do your distributing first, then combine like terms. So distributing always comes first, then you combine like terms. When you distribute, you have to look at the sign in front of the number that you are distributing and make sure you include that sign. So if this is plus 8, then we're going to consider that to be a positive 8. So it's kind of like order of operations. You're going to do this first. You're going to bring down the negative 3. 8 times 5 is 40, so you write plus 40. 8 times negative 6 is negative 48m, so you write minus 48. And I'd really like you to get away from the plus negative and just write minus 48. You should be comfortable switching back and forth between the two. Okay, number 2. Let's see, let's have somebody give this one a try. Read.
You would circle or bring down the negative.
Okay.
And then you do positive 4 times 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then do positive 4 times 9n.
Okay, and what do we get?
You get plus 20. And then plus 36.
Okay, good. Now, I don't know what I was doing number 1. I just kind of kept going, but number 1 is not finished. Let's finish number 2, then we'll go back and look at number 1. Now we need to combine our like terms. So it's not simplified all the way. It's an equivalent expression to the first, but we need to go one more step. There are some like terms that we can combine. Eli, if we combine like terms in number 2, what do we end up with?
30n plus.
Good. 30n plus 20. And that's where we stop. We can't combine anymore because these are not like terms. So we stop with 30n plus 20. Okay, back to number 1. Number 1, we also should have kept going and combined like terms. So our like terms in this case are our constants, negative 3, positive 40, which gives us positive 37 minus 48m. Okay, number 3 has kind of an interesting situation. You have negative 8h minus, and then parentheses, 4 minus 5h. When you have a subtraction sign in front of the parentheses, you have to distribute the subtraction sign as a negative sign. So you think about this meaning minus 4 and minus a negative 5h. So when we distribute that, we would rewrite it as negative 8h minus 4, and minus a negative becomes positive. I usually, as I make the addition sign, I say in my head, minus a negative. And then I'm making those 2 slashes, minus a negative 5h. The subtraction sign in front of the parentheses means that we're subtracting each term in the parentheses. Okay, so then we have some like terms we can combine. Jake, what would we get after we combine like terms?
Negative 3h minus 4.
Yes. Negative 3h minus 4. Elena, try number 4.
So first, negative 5g. And minus 1,
Good.
plus, I guess?
No, we want to distribute the negative sign, so we have
Okay.
minus a positive,
Okay.
which is just
minus 7.
-7g. Eve, can you combine like terms for us?
Negative 5g and then negative 7.
Okay, and what would that be?
Negative 12.
Uh-huh. Negative 12g.
Plus or minus.
Minus 1. Good. Okay, any questions about any of that so far? Okay, continuing on. Number 5, we have subtraction before the constant 5 that's in front of the parentheses. When we distribute this, we need to think about this negative sign as belonging to the 5. So we don't need to rewrite it, but in your heads you're thinking, oh, this is 6 plus a negative 5. And so you're distributing a negative 5. So I'm going to write, bring down my 6, and then I'm going to distribute. Negative 5 times 6t is negative 30t, so I'm going to write minus 30t. Negative 5 times negative 4 is positive 20, so I'm going to write plus 20. Stuff's not coming out today. Is everyone okay with what I just did? Okay, now combine like terms for me, Grace.
You can combine 6 and 20
Mhm.
and get 26 minus 32.
Good. Okay, number 6 is similar. Reagan, can you tell me how I would distribute for number 6?
Bring down your 7 and
Good.
then take negative 2 and then multiply it by 9 and then by the 4.
Okay, and then what would I get?
You will get negative, well, minus 18
Mhm.
and then
18 what?
y.
Y, thank you.
And then minus 8.
Good. Ross, combine like terms for me, please.
Also 7 and negative 8, that would be negative 1.
Good.
Minus negative 18y.
Not minus, negative, just
Yeah.
minus. Because if you did minus negative, it would really be added. Okay, number 7 is just a little more complicated, but nothing actually new. Sky, can you do the distributing for us?
So you drop, wait, you multiply negative 4 by 6,
Mhm.
and you get negative 24b
Good.
plus, but no, minus,
Mm-hmm.
minus 32
Good.
plus 60 minus 1, minus 30.
Minus 30. Very good. Let's see if there's a little extra mark that showed up on the 3. Erase that. Okay, Kaylin, can you combine like terms for us?
32r.
No, this one. Can you combine the like terms?
18b.
Close. You did the right thing, different signs subtract, but you need to keep the sign of the larger number,
Negative.
negative 18b. Okay?
Negative 4.
Agree with that? So far? No? You have to look at the signs in front. So think of this as a negative 32, negative 3. The signs are the same. Negative 35, so minus 35. Okay, any questions about that one? Okay, number 8, Violet, distribute for us.
Negative 32R.
Not negative.
32R.
Uh-huh.
Minus 12.
Good.
Minus 15R. Minus 6.
Good. Very good. You didn't get mixed up with this negative. Very good. Okay, Adria, combine like terms.
I combined 32R and negative 15.
Okay.
I got 17R, and I combined negative 12 and negative 3 minus,
Okay.
and then it would be minus 6.
Good. Okay, any questions about any of this? Okay, on the next slide, we have a matching activity. Match the expressions that are equivalent. So I'm going to have you work on this on your own, but I just want to talk about a strategy for how you would decide whether these expressions are equivalent. Anybody want to volunteer how you might get started with this? Jake?
Here's how I would do it. I would just go through each problems and simplify them to the simplest form. And see, going down the right side, do the same thing and see which ones are equivalent.
Excellent. That was very well said. I'm going to repeat that just because I don't know if the microphone picked that up. He said he's going to simplify every expression to its simplest form on both sides and then just look through and match them up. Okay, so that slide, you have a matching. On the next slide, you have one expression and it asks which expressions are equivalent to that expression. And that one actually includes a fraction for a little bit of challenge for you. So I want you to work on both of those slides and then we will go over that together in a few minutes. I think that's a good place to start. All right, we're going to go through and just simplify them all together and then we'll find what matches up. Michaela, what did you simplify this to?
8x minus 2.
Good, 8x minus 2. And did you find a match over on this side?
Yeah,
The second one? Okay, so this one also becomes 2 times 4 is 8x. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. So 8x minus 2. What I should have done, I can actually move mine. Isn't that nice? So I can just move that right over there. Okay, let's look at the second one. Taryn, you were just in the process of simplifying that. Do the first step for me, so the distributing on this one.
5x minus 5 minus 2x plus negative
Instead of plus negative 18.
Minus.
Okay, simplest way is just minus 18. Okay, good. Now combine the like terms.
You do 5x minus 2x would be 3x.
Good.
Minus 5 minus 23.
Good. So you have 3x minus 23. Did you find a match on the other side?
The first one.
First one? Okay, good. Let's fix that. My pen's doing all kinds of crazy things today. Okay, so the first one, let's bring that over there. Let me move these over a little bit. Okay, I'll use a different color. So can you go through the process on this one? You distribute?
It would be 2x
Whoops. Oh, I had a pen. Okay, 2x.
minus 2.
Uh-huh.
Plus x minus
Good. And this would combine the same way. 2x plus x is 3x. Negative 2 and negative 21 is negative 23. Okay, let's look at the third one. Zoe, can you tell me how you did that one? Okay, start by distributing, Zoe.
6x
Uh-huh.
minus 12
Good.
minus 18
No, we just want to bring down, no, the 6, you only want to distribute the 6 to what's in the parentheses. So this negative 3x, you would not multiply by the 6 because it's not in the parentheses, you just bring that down. Okay? Now what? Well, now we want to combine like terms. 3x. Good, 3x minus 12. Do you happen to know what on this side is the same?
The 3 parentheses x minus 4.
Good. So let's bring that over. When we distribute the 3, we get 3x minus 12. Okay, we're running out of choices, so we're almost there. McKenna, can you simplify the next one for us?
Would it be 3x minus 5?
Ah,
Oh,
This one?
minus 5.
this one?
Yeah.
No. No, it doesn't work out to be 6x minus 5. It looks like maybe you subtracted here first and then put that 6 in front of the x. You have to distribute first. So you have to take this negative 3 and distribute it first. So let's bring down the 9. When we distribute the negative 3, what do we get?
You would get, for what?
When we do negative 3 times x.
Oh, 3.
Negative 3x, so minus 3x. And then negative 3 times negative 5 is 15. Okay, now you can combine like terms.
It would be 24
Mm-hmm.
minus 3x.
Good. And then we only have 2 left over there. Which one matches that?
The top one.
Top one. So if you distribute the 3, you get 24 minus 3x. Okay, just because we have one more to do, let's do the last one, even though we already know what it matches up with. Pat, let me actually move this one over here so I have room to write underneath it. Okay, can you simplify that?
It would be 3x
Uh-huh.
minus 6. Oh wait, it would just be 3x
Uh-huh.
minus 2x
Uh-huh.
plus or minus 8x or 8.
8, just 8. Good. Now combine like terms.
You would combine the 2 and the 3, so it would
Uh-huh.
be negative 1, or just be 1
Yeah, it would just be 1x, which we can just write as x.
x
Mhm.
minus
Good. And then this is going to match up with this one. Let's have someone else simplify that one. Riley, can you simplify that one?
I didn't get that.
What do we do when we have the negative sign in front of the parentheses? Do you remember what we did on the other example? Can anyone help her out by just telling what do we do to this negative sign that's in front of the parentheses? Irene?
Distribute it.
We just distribute the negative sign. So we distribute it to the 4x and then to the 8. So Riley, what would we end up with? We have 5x. No, we keep what's here. We just make it negative. So minus 4x. Yeah, so we keep the same numbers, we just change the sign of everything within. Okay, now combining like terms, what do you end up with?
X minus 8.
Good, x minus 8, which is the same as what we had there. Okay, good. Now, how many of you actually succeeded in doing the fraction one? Okay, a few. Ailey, what did you get when you reduced it down to its simplest form?
The top one,
Yeah.
I got 3/8x plus 1/4.
Good, that is correct. So if you did that one, 3/8 x plus 1/4 is correct. Let's do it together and see how that works. I think I'm gonna move this to here.
So it is already at its simplest form then?
No, it's not at its simplest form. We have to.
No, the one that we
Oh,
just
oh, well, that's kind of a giveaway because this is what she got when she simplified this, which means that these are equivalent expressions. But before we know that, we have to simplify our master
Oh,
expression
yeah.
here. Okay, so when we do this, we do the same thing. We multiply 3/8 times x, 3/8 times -2. So we have 3/8 x minus, this is like 3/8, I'll write this up here. I do this part in my head, but if you need to write it out, it's like 3/8 times 2/1. We can cross simplify, and then this becomes 3/4. So it's minus 3/4 plus 1. Now when we combine like terms, we can combine the -3/4 plus 1. You could write this out as -3/4 plus 4/4 if that's helpful, or you might just know that if you subtract 3/4 from 1, you're going to be left with 1/4. So the answer would be 3/8 x plus 1/4. So we can see, wow, this one says exactly what we got. So it is definitely an equivalent expression. What about the next expression? Braden, would this one be an equivalent expression to what we had here? No, why not?
Because it's the same number.
Yeah, it starts out the same, but it has a completely different number. If we substituted something in for x, even if we substituted 0 in for x, that's a nice easy one, this would give us -2, this would give us 1/4. So that one is not equivalent. What about the next one? The next one needs to be simplified a little bit. Katie, what could I simplify the next one to?
You could substitute the -3/4 as 1/9.
Mm-hmm.
And you get 1/4.
1/4. So is that equivalent? Yes. Now, actually, you can look and see that this expression is the same as this intermediate step in the first expression. So you really don't even need to simplify this. If you have your work up there, you can just be like, oh, this is what I got when I was simplifying this. So this would be an equivalent expression. Adria?
I forgot to simplify the -3/4 and 1.
Uh-huh.
So I got that one.
And then
I
you
didn't
stop
know that
there
one
and you
was
keep
there.
going. Yeah, make sure you simplify them all the way down. It's like reducing fractions to lowest terms. They're all equivalent, but you want to boil it down to its lowest form. Okay, how about the next one? Ailey, can you do this one for us?
I did 1/8 times 3x and got 3/8x.
Okay?
And I did 1/8 times 6 and got 6/8.
Okay, so minus 6/8 plus 1. Okay, now what?
And then I subtracted 6/8 from 1,
Okay, to get
2/8, and that reduces to 1/4, which would get 3/8 and x minus 1/4. And then plus.
plus 1/4. Good. So this 2/8, I'm just going to cross it off because I'm out of room, does reduce to 1/4, which is the same thing that we got before. So this one would be an equivalent expression. Dakota, try the next one.
I said no.
Okay?
So 1 times 3 is, 1 times 3 is 3, and 3/8.
Okay. So 3/8 x.
When you do plus,
Mm-hmm.
and I got 1/4.
Good, because it would be 2/8, which would reduce to 1/4. And then we'd bring down -3. Okay, then what? It's 1/4 minus 3. Think of it the other way. What's 3 minus 1/4?
2 3/4.
2 3/4, so it would just be negative 2 3/4. Which is not the same. So that one is not an equivalent expression. This one's missing its fraction bar. Devin, try this one.
3/16 times 2x
Mhm.
is 6/16, and I don't know how to do it.
Okay, let's write this off to the side. Let's do 3/16 times 4/3. Devin, we can majorly cross simplify on this one. If we write it out like this, what can we cross simplify?
3/4 and times 1/3.
No. By cross simplifying, I mean we're looking at the diagonals for common factors that we can take out. Like, for example, here we have 3 and 3, so we could change those to 1s because 3 goes into both of them. What could we do on this diagonal?
4 and 16, 4 and 1.
Okay, so this would become 1 and 4, so then 1 times 1 is 1, 4 times 1 is 4. Okay, so we have plus 1/4. Now, Devin, is this the same as our original? Are we simplified all the way there? With our 6/16 x
No.
plus 1/4? What else could we do? Yeah, you could simplify the 6/16 to 8 x plus 1/4. So that one is also equivalent. The ones that you're most likely to see on the PSSA are ones like this. They're going to be the hard ones.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes.
Whenever it's 3/4 minus, or is it? It's negative 3/4 plus 1.
Mm-hmm.
I keep thinking it's minus 1/4 with your name.
No, if it's negative 3/4 plus 1. That's what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Okay. Signs are different, so we subtract. We keep the sign of the larger number. 1 is
Oh,
larger
yeah,
than
yeah,
negative
yeah.
3/4. Irene?
I did this kind of like a completely different way,
Uh-huh.
sort of. I made x 1 and reduced the thing to the all the way down to 5/8.
Okay, so you did what we did the very
Yeah.
first day, and you substituted the same number in for all of the x's.
Yeah.
You can do that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted you to get practice combining like terms and distributing today, but
Yeah.
that's certainly a way. That's a good strategy. If you're doing the PSSA, go ahead and take your break. We'll talk about it after.
Yeah, because I combined this